Dramatic weather this evening, but serious nonetheless.
Well, yeah,
Need to
this
be
is going to
prepared.
be especially, we're watching Middle Tennessee back toward West Tennessee. That's where we're really going to have the heart of the severe weather moving through late this afternoon into tonight. Some of that, even though the storms may weaken a hair, could still produce damaging winds, small hail, maybe even a few isolated tornadoes in our area tonight. So we do need to keep a very watchful eye out. Of course, we will do that. Until then, it's really not going to be that bad of a day. We will see it becoming a bit windy with winds out of the south at 10 to 20 miles per hour ahead of that system moving in tonight. 78 degrees for the high. And then I think the best chance for storms is going to be between 9 p.m. and midnight. However, one or two isolated storms could pop up before then. Maybe a couple lingering east of town into the overnight, but I think that's going to be the heart of the potential for severe weather, 9 p.m. to midnight. We'll break it down for you a little bit more coming up in just a few moments. That's just kind of a glance at the severe storm potential across the area today.
All right, thanks so much there, David. Well, this morning we are learning more about the off-duty corrections deputy shot and killed by 2 police officers.
Yeah, investigations have identified him as Daniel Hendricks. Channel 3's Michelle Herron has more about his background with the department. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning to you. Daniel Hendricks worked here at the Hamilton County Jail for about 4 years, and lots of folks on both sides of the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office and the police department showing their support for everyone involved, including Daniel's family. Now, we're also learning more about Hendricks' time here while he worked at the jail. Our records show that he was charged and suspended back in 2015 because of an altercation with a female Silverdale inmate. We have video of that altercation. That's what you're looking at right now. Now, Hendricks was indicted and suspended, but since then, those charges have been cleared. That's because the victim didn't show up to testify against Hendricks, and he was able to keep his job. Now, the sheriff says that the shooting that happened yesterday, or the incident rather, may be domestic related, and that part is being investigated right now by the TBI. But the sheriff said that he's calling the loss of one of his deputies just an all-around very sad and tragic situation.
He was a young man, about 26 years of age, had his whole future ahead of him, had chosen this as a career.
And so now the TBI, once it wraps up its investigation, and that could take a while, but once they wrap up their investigation, all of those results will be then turned over to the district attorney's office. And we have been in touch with Daniel Hendricks' family. As you can imagine, they are just devastated with everything that has unfolded. They've asked for privacy at this time. For now, reporting live in Hamilton County, I'm Michelle Herron, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much. Of course, we'll check back with you as the story continues to develop. And breaking overnight, the Chattanooga Police Department is investigating 2 separate shootings.
Now, one of those shootings turned deadly, claiming the life of a teenage girl. Channel 3's Tim Pham joins us live from the scene with more details. Tim, what have you been able to learn this morning?
Well, good morning to you guys. This is a developing situation here on Clio Avenue. Just moments ago, we saw police questioning someone at the scene, and he had his hands on the hood of a car, and they shortly later released that individual. It's not clear whether that person was connected to this shooting on Clio Avenue, but police tell us that they have not made an arrest in this incident. What we know right now is that a 16-year-old girl was killed in this shooting overnight. It happened in the Eastlake neighborhood just before 1 o'clock this morning. Chattanooga police responded to Clio Avenue just about a couple of blocks from US 27. The 16-year-old female was found dead inside a car, and a 20-year-old male was taken to a hospital and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. And also in Chattanooga, another shooting kept police officers busy overnight. This one is a separate one that happened on East Main Street. The incident was reported at the 2300 block shortly before 7 p.m. Officials say the victim showed up to a local hospital. His wounds are not believed to be life-threatening. Police have not released any suspect information in regard to that incident either. Right now, we know that the Violent Crimes Bureau is investigating this shooting here on Clio Avenue. Right now, it's not clear, again, if they've arrested or pressed charges on against any suspect. We'll be sure to follow any details and bring you any developments on air and and online. Reporting live in Chattanooga, Tim Pham, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Tim, thank you so much for that live report as we continue to follow this developing story. We'll check back in with you a little later this morning. All right, time now to switch gears, talk to David right now. The day, as you were saying, looking nice, but tonight we need to be prepared.
Yeah, especially if you're traveling to Middle Tennessee, have plans to go to Nashville this afternoon into tonight, do be aware they are going to get the brunt of the severe weather, I think, but some of that I also think is going to move over into the Tennessee Valley. Let's take a look outside where we have now upper 50s and low 60s. Pretty nice start to the day, and really it's not going to be bad. It's going to be windy this afternoon and warm with the clouds building, 78 degrees to the high at about 3 p.m. And then we're going to see that line of showers and storms to our west right now drifting through the Tennessee Valley. This is your severe storm risk for today. Again, the heart of that is going to be over Nashville, but you can see that slight risk for severe storms extends into the Tennessee Valley. Damaging winds, power outages, small hail that could produce damage, as well as even isolated tornadoes are a possibility with these storms tonight. So we do need to be very watchful. We'll have a little more detail for you on that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, David, thank you so much. As we take a quick look outside at your morning commute there, not a whole lot of activity on the interstate system at this point in time. That's 75 at Ooltewah. No reports of any accidents or injuries. And of course, we'll keep you updated right here on Channel 3. It is now 6:06 on this Thursday morning. Let's go ahead and check your sports headlines with Paul Shaheen.
I'd rather strive for excellence and them be here 2 or 3 years than to settle just to have someone for a tenure and look up and be average. I can't live with that in my gut.
Translation: if two-and-done head coaches are closer to excellence than average, UTC Athletic Director David Blackburn can deal with Matt McCall leaving for UMass. That's not to say Blackburn didn't counteroffer. He did. But as Blackburn says, it's hard to compare wallets with what the Minutemen were dangling.
Sometimes situations just allow themselves to be what they are, and people move on no matter what you can do. Certainly our budget doesn't match what UMass's budget does currently. One day hopefully it will. But he made a decision that he thought was best for him and his family and his future.
McCall was making roughly $230,000 a year to UTC. His UMass contract is said to be worth $750,000 annually for 5 seasons. And he's leaving a one-bid conference for a multi-bid conference, the Atlantic 10. Now, McCall was 48-19 at Chattanooga and becomes the second straight UTC head basketball coach to leave after 2 seasons. As far as a timetable, look for something like the Will Wade to Matt McCall transition at UTC that took less than a month.
I think this one will go quicker, actually. I think the quicker the better, because it helps ease the mind of the recruits that may be coming. Ease the mind of the players that are here now.
Now, coming up a little later today in sports, we're going to break down some potential candidates as they look to replace Matt McCall, as you heard David Blackburn say, in a speedy but responsible fashion. That's it for sports. Always more online and inside our app. Have one heck of a day.
All right, very interesting there.
Yeah,
for the
we'll be
Mocs.
watching to see what they do because they do want to get someone in quickly so they can get recruits and have stability with the program.
And Shaheen and Jelnick will always be on top of that. 6:08 coming up on Eyewitness News today. New names are being added to the River Bend lineup, including a guy named Chris.
That's right. We're going to let you know who that is. You may know him by something else. It's been 3 months since a string of tornadoes came through our area. We're going to have how some first responders are being honored for their bravery.
Well, today marks 4 months since an EF2 tornado tore through McMinn County.
Yeah, the sheriff's office is honoring 23 deputies for their bravery. That tornado injured almost 24 people and damaged hundreds of buildings during the ceremony on Wednesday. Sheriff Joe Guy praised the first responders. Many received rewards for distinguished acts of service beyond the call of duty. Now, deputies say that you can still see the mark the tornado left on Athens, but they say the town is making progress to rebuild. Well, this June, some Grammy winners are headed to the Riverbend stage.
Yeah, overnight, actually, it was announced that Ludacris and the Flaming Lips are joining the lineup. Now, Ludacris, of course, known as one of the music's premier entertainers, he'll perform Saturday, June 10th, while Bonnaroo is taking place on the Coke stage at 10 p.m. And then the Flaming Lips, known for their what's called elaborate live shows, they're going to be on the Coke stage on Saturday, June 17th. Of course, we have much more on Riverbend on our website. It looks right here. Driving and Crying also going to make an appearance. So big event happening down there on the river. It's going to be.
That's right.
Another
big year for Riverbend. Well, coming up on Eyewitness News today, David Carnes will have a look at your forecast. Tonight, some severe weather will move through. He'll let us know about what time and also what you need to be prepared for.
That's right. Plus, we'll let you know if there are any problems on your Friday Eve morning commute. If you're on Signal Mountain, we've got a road closure you'll want to know about. Stick with us. We'll tell you on the other side of this break.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News traffic is brought to you by CHI Memorial. When joint pain is interfering with your fun, turn to the experts at CHI Memorial. Find more information at memorialjoints.com.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. The time is 6:14 as we take a live look outside at your morning commute. 75 at Ooltewah. Things moving along pretty smoothly right now. No reports of any accidents or injuries. Do want to let you know if you plan to travel up or down Signal Mountain today, you got a road closure you need to know about. The W Road will close at 9 a.m. today and reopen this afternoon at 3. Of course, so crews can do some maintenance. Signal Mountain Road and Roberts Mill Road will both be open. Let's turn our attention to the forecast. For that, David Carnes is going to let us know about some headlines, some weather headlines. Windy afternoon in store.
Yeah, thank you, John. Warm. It's going to see a little on the cloudy side as we move through the day. Winds building this afternoon ahead of our storms that are going to be pressing in tonight. Outside, you can see that energy beginning to build to our west. We're going to see that moving through. Maybe one or two isolated showers popping up this afternoon into this evening, but the bulk of what we're going to see is going to be between 9 p.m. and midnight as these storms move through Middle Tennessee by, say, 5 o'clock. By 8, 9 o'clock, they'll start to move over the plateau, and then between 9 and midnight, we're going to see it moving through the Tennessee Valley. Maybe a couple of showers or storms lingering into the overnight east of town up toward the Blue Ridge. By the time you all wake up tomorrow morning, it's all off to the east, and Friday is actually going to be a beautiful day, and that's going to set the stage for gorgeous weather this weekend as we cool down a little bit. Highs will be in the low 70s on Friday and Saturday, mid 70s on Sunday, and we should have plenty of sunshine for Friday afternoon into Saturday. A few clouds build late Sunday, though, ahead of our next system that is going to bring more rain to the Tennessee Valley on Monday. Right now, we're in the upper 50s and low 60s, and our potential for tornadoes to the west, Nashville down into northern Mississippi and Alabama, is greatest there. For us, the biggest threat 9 p.m. to midnight is going to be from damaging wind, hail, and I cannot rule out a few isolated tornadoes in the Tennessee Valley between, again, that 9 p.m. and midnight hour. So tonight, be very watchful. Power outages, down trees, down power lines, all a possibility. I'm not saying it's a likelihood, but it's a possibility. As a matter of fact, we can break down the risk of each category. Damaging wind, for example, about a 15% chance of damaging winds in the Tennessee Valley with the storms moving through. That jumps up to 30% this afternoon and this evening for Nashville. Winds up through the Appalachians, we're going to see them blowing strong, anywhere from 20 to 40 miles per hour in the higher elevations with higher wind gusts, and of course, especially there, power outages will be a good likelihood. Hail, also a possibility. 15% chance of hail producing damage in and around the Chattanooga area. Head up toward Nashville, it jumps up to 30%, and that same pattern follows with the tornado risk. Not a high risk for us, but a 5% chance of isolated tornadoes. That jumps up to a 10% risk for Middle Tennessee. So if you're traveling to Nashville today, get it done early, because late this afternoon into this evening, severe storms will be moving through there and then through our area tonight. About a half an inch to an inch of rain likely with storms moving through. We're going to see clouds increasing. 78 for the high today, warm and windy this afternoon, and then the storms develop this evening into tonight, mid to upper 70s for highs, with the low dropping down to 57 after the storms pass through and the weather quiets down for Friday morning. It should be a nice day Friday with highs getting up to 70 and partly cloudy skies, and then cooler and gorgeous on Saturday with the nice weather lingering into Sunday. Clouds build, it warms back up a bit, and that's ahead of the next system that brings in more rain, maybe a few more thunderstorms on Monday of next week. So there's your springtime pattern right there. Be on the lookout for the storms tonight.
All right, get through that, and at least the weekend looks nice.
Beautiful,
after that.
yeah.
All right, thanks, David. Well, in Nashville, a bill that would raise the age requirement for bus drivers passed the House Transportation Subcommittee. Currently in Tennessee, school bus drivers can be as young as 21. The bill would change the age requirement to 25. Next, it moves to the full House committee. This comes as local lawmakers try to push forward a bill that would require seat belts on buses. The consideration of that measure is delayed until next week. Here's one reason why.
One of the main concerns with the first bill was the expense, and it was a pretty big figure. It came back from fiscal committee to be a cost of $400 million, which is a lot of money to pay to retrofit buses.
Well, the proposal would require school buses purchased after July of next year to have seat belts, and those on the road now would need them by July of 2023. Now, that bill would be discussed next Tuesday. And of course, we know this is all in light of the Whitmore school bus tragedy.
Well, today, North Carolina legislators are expected to vote on a repeal of the controversial bathroom bill known as HB 2. The North Carolina House Speaker and Senate leader have already announced that they reached an agreement with the governor to repeal the bill. Still, the measure will need to be considered through the legislative process. A previous agreement to repeal HB 2 fell apart a few months ago. If you're driving a Ford, pay attention to this. Ford is recalling more than 440,000 cars and SUVs in North America to fix two separate safety issues. The first recall covers Fusions, Escapes, and Fiestas from model years 2013 through 2015. Ford says the engines can overheat, causing fires. Meanwhile, Ford is adding more than 200,000 vehicles to a previous recall to replace faulty door latches. Now, we have a full list of the cars involved in both recalls on our website, WRCBTV.com. And private company SpaceX will conduct another rocket launch, but this one gonna be historic.
A satellite is the cargo for tonight's launch, but it's the rocket that's making news. You see, the Falcon 9 rocket SpaceX will launch using a used rocket booster that the company recovered from a previous launch. This will be the first time they have reused a rocket booster, but they hope not the last. The launch window is from 6 until 8:30 tonight, so we'll keep an eye on that.
All right, 6:21 coming up on Eyewitness News today. We'll have our weekly chat with our friends Ken Kelly and Daniel from US 101.
Well, here's a look outside at the Holiday Inn downtown camera.
And we want to remind you, as we're picking up after Cheeseburger, still a lot of road closures in the downtown area. So if your travels take you around Market Street, please give yourself time. Seek an alternate route because you're probably going to be detoured at least once or twice as you're getting out this morning.
Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Checking, 1, 2. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Am I talking back to you?
Okay.
Can you hear him?
All right, so everything's fine, right?
Okay, good. Scoot that way. I'm way up. Am I in the shot here?
All right, thank you.
Well, welcome back. This weekend is the Academy of Country Music Awards out in Las Vegas.
Listen, we know enough about music, but we're not the experts, so we're going to bring in our partners at US 101. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, John. Good morning, Latricia. Yeah, the ACM Awards are coming up this Sunday. This is one of the. This is an ACM Award right here. This is our Station of the Year Award right here from last year from the ACM. So, but it is happening this weekend, and Luke Bryan is coming back to host. He hosted for a lot of years with Blake Shelton, and then they had some kind of bro breakup or something happened. I'm not sure what happened. But Dierks Bentley is hosting this year with Luke Bryan. They seem to be a great team too, and they look like they're having a big time. So it'll be a great show with Luke Bryan and Dierks Bentley at the ACM Awards this year.
Yeah, Keith Urban leads the tally of nominations already. I mean, he's got like a ton with 7.
Right.
I think Luke Bryan's already won for best teeth. I'm almost positive about that. Pretty sure. And not forget our hometown artists, Lauren Lane and Kane Brown, both nominated for awards this year, which I think have a pretty good strong chance of winning. Lauren Lane is nominated for new female vocalist, and Kane Brown's nominated for new male vocalist. So they're pretty strong, and I think that's a pretty good category for them. They could be taking on one of these.
Looks just like this right here. Takes 2 hands to handle it. It's a heavy award, yeah.
Heavy.
Okay, the next time I see you guys, I want to touch that award then, all right, and hold that award as well then. We'll have to come and see, or you have to bring it to the station so we can see it, okay?
Anytime.
I'm not allowed to touch anything that nice.
We'll make sure of that, absolutely. You better believe it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks so much. Have a good one. We'll talk to you next week. Well, a bear was caught on camera getting face to face with two young girls after making itself at home on a California family's patio.
Yeah, no, that's not anything you want to see. Look at this. Yeah, the bear clambering across the porch and get right up against the home's sliding glass door. On the other side of the glass, two girls saying hello to the big guy. The man who shot the video says, in hindsight, yeah, no, he would not have let his daughters get so close. Of course, people are encouraged to put down the camera and do everything they can to scare the bear away so it doesn't get accustomed to humans and homes. That,
Be careful, he can't do anything, you're safe.
He can't do anything. No, unless he just breaks down this door.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's a little too close for comfort there.
Yeah.
Alrighty, time now to take a look at our salutes. Up first, we want to say congratulations. She's a teenager. Happy 13th birthday to Kaylee Nixon from Dayton. Kaylee's in the 6th grade at Ray Middle School. This wish comes with lots of love from your grandmother and the rest of your family. Pretty young lady, happy birthday there, Kaylee.
Well, we have another special birthday this morning. Kaiser Cross is also now a teenager. He is turning 13 today. Your family wishes you a very special birthday. I did not look that mature when I was 13.
He is a
I still
mature,
don't
handsome young
look
man
that,
there. Yeah.
How about you? All right, big number 4-1 for Ringgold. Happy birthday.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News Today.
It is 6:30. Let us say good morning, Tennessee Valley. We are so glad you're tuned in watching Channel 3 Eyewitness News Today. I'm Latrice Curry.
And I'm John Martin today. Sorry, we can see what Carnes does on the side.